Good afternoon, and thank you for attending this year's State of the City address. We want to thank the Fremont Chamber of Commerce for hosting today's luncheon. It really is astonishing that the city of Fremont was founded just 60 years ago when 5 individual townships. Okay. Technical difficulties. I will use that one. Is that better? Okay, there we go. Retake. No, I'm just kidding. Just 60 years ago when 5 individual townships, Centerville, Irvington, Mission, San Jose, Niles, and Warm Springs came together to form the city. For years, Fremont was overshadowed by our bigger neighbors, San Francisco, Oakland, and San Jose. But we've continued to up our game and make a name for ourselves. We're no longer known as the end of the BART line, and we're no longer the Bay Area's best kept secret. What started out as a rural landscape of farms, ranches, and towns, and a stop along the way for commuters headed to San Francisco and Oakland, has evolved into an impressive hub for advanced manufacturing and many other innovative companies. An area known for explorers, settlers, farmers, and suburbia is now known for engineers, innovators, visionaries, and a place where all are welcome. Our city is on its way to becoming a strategically urban ecosystem, complete with excellent schools, unique community programs, an innovation district, and a future downtown that we've started to build up from scratch. I know our founding fathers will be proud to see how much Fremont has flourished since its inceptions. A couple months ago, we held a community picnic, complete with entertainment from local schools. The formal ceremony concluded with the council installing a time capsule that will be opened on the city's 100th anniversary in 2056. And speaking of the City Council, I'd like to introduce my colleagues on the Fremont City Council: Vice Mayor Lily May, Councilmember Sue Chan, Councilmember Vinnie Bacon, and Councilmember Rick Jones. Let's give them a big round of applause, please. I would like to thank the City Manager Fred Diaz and the management staff and all the city employees for their contributions to making Fremont a compassionate, innovative, and desirable city to live and work. Let's give all the city employees a round of applause, please. Fremont continues to be a regional leader in advanced industries with continued success in advanced manufacturing, clean tech, and biotech. The Internet of Things, or the IoT as people are calling it, continues to drive a revolution in new hardware technologies in manufacturing, and Fremont is at the epicenter of this activity. With over 900 manufacturing firms accounting for 1 out of every 4 jobs in our city, Fremont is extremely well positioned to leverage this growing trend in hardware and software convergence. So much so that this past January, the Brookings Institution selected Fremont as the location for its Silicon Valley stop and its advanced industry research. And from solar batteries to EVs and LEDs, Fremont continues to boast one of the largest clean tech communities anywhere. The city's deep technical expertise in setting up and scaling these operations is a key differentiator and why we will continue to bet on clean tech as part of our economic strategy. Some say that biotech is the other high tech that's driving Silicon Valley's economic boom. In Fremont, we know this to be true, with biomedical being our single largest sector. We're number 1 in the region for the number of biomedical manufacturing companies, with more than 100 biomed companies overall. Nearly half are manufacturing their products right here in Fremont. Locally and regionally, we continue to look for partnerships. In particular, we appreciate the opportunity to prepare tomorrow's innovators today. By partnering with the Fremont Unified School District, whether it's building a state-of-the-art school in our innovation district, which you'll hear about a little later, or creating a maker's economy for future leaders in the tech world, or investing in infrastructure to make sure our kids can get to and from school safely, we will continue to working together for Fremont's future. The future also looks bright for Tesla. It was another banner year for Fremont's largest employer. Most notably, 2015 marked the launch of Tesla's new Model X. And as they get ready to take orders next week for their mass market vehicle called the Model 3, we're doing everything we can to support the growth from a facilities perspective. And this growth has been impressive. In addition to the main factory, Tesla has leased nearly 1 million square feet of additional facilities in South Fremont. including the region's largest industrial lease in years at 901 Page Avenue. We also had some very big reasons to celebrate last year, literally. Overton Moore marked the completion of their award-winning 700,000 square foot Class A industrial development, which paved the way for Fremont Boulevard extension to Dixon Landing Road, a critical Silicon Valley connection. Pivot Interiors, Apple, and furniture retailer Living Spaces all opened for business. Such success must be validation to other industrial developers who have large projects underway in the city, including Pantone, Westcor, and Prologis, who is finishing up their new 700,000 square foot Silicon Valley Logistics Park north of Automall Parkway. This is prime space to not only support our manufacturing economy, but to support the next generation of companies that will serve the IoT. And we were honored to be part of the grand opening of Delta Products' new headquarters. Last fall, the company opened their 180,000 square foot LEED Platinum building, the first of its kind in Fremont, which now serves as an iconic gateway into the Innovation District. This facility not only uses many of the products that Delta itself makes, but it also includes an impressive showroom that chronicles the hundreds of technology that Delta produces. Business expansion must have been robust in the last few years, with anchors like Lam Research and Seagate Technologies now both nearing completion of projects that increase their footprints in Fremont. And we welcome some impressive new companies throughout our city, from Ardenwood to South Fremont. Zooming in on Solar City, through its acquisition of Fremont-based Solivio in their new manufacturing facility, they're prototyping some of the most efficient solar panels ever produced. And a wave of other mid-sized manufacturers are migrating to Fremont because of the real estate and supply chain dynamics that exist right here. As part of our strong commitment to business retention, we visited 50 companies last year and had the opportunity to learn about new technologies and to provide them with information, resources, B2B referrals, and assistance with city processes. And our focus on economic development business walkabouts continues to grow, making connections with small business owners in our historic districts. Last year alone, a team consisting of business associations, the chamber, and city staff from planning, police, public works, and of course, economic development met with 150 small businesses to listen and learn. We're also reaching the broader business community through another form of engagement, our Think Silicon Valley business website. When the site first launched in 2012, there was only 259 online articles associating Fremont with Silicon Valley. Thanks to our website and our innovative efforts, the number has jumped to over 3,900 articles in 2015. I'm very excited to announce that last year, Fremont resident and entrepreneur Shilpi Sharma helped launch Fremont's chapter of the global meetup phenomenon called Startup Grind. This is the first and only East Bay chapter of this organization, and the response has been fantastic. In fact, Fremont startup culture is validated by the fact that Fremont was recognized as the 6th best place to start a business in Northern California, according to a recent study conducted by NerdWallet, and a great place for women entrepreneurs to launch their business and live and work, according to a recent report by Good Call. It's no surprise Fremont Automall continues to be a key economic generator in the city. We're delighted that future expansion is on the horizon and look forward to welcoming CarMax, Subaru, and Audi to Fremont, all of which will join our impressive Automall. And around the corner, Vestar is hitting it out of the park at Pacific Commons with a string of new tenants, and one of the craziest grand openings I've ever attended for anyone that went to Creams. You can ask my kids and wife, that was the day it was okay to be the mayor's son and wife at the Cream opening. We'd also like to welcome Bennigan's, Ono Hawaiian Barbecue, Pancheros, Boneheads, Dish and Dash, and Northern California's first Total Wine, just to name a few. Let's welcome them. And moving on now to the other side of Interstate 80, last year, the city was recognized with 2 awards for our Warm Springs Community Plan. First, from the Association of Bay Area Government, or ABAG, and from the state on their prestigious American Planning Association Award for Excellence in Urban Design. This recognition did not go unnoticed. The private sector has been an active partner working with the city toward the creation of a very critical employment center. Most notably, 3 projects in Warm Springs involving Lennar, Toll Brothers, and Valley Oak, totaling more than 173 acres, will include 1.7 million square feet of commercial space, giving us 5,000 jobs with the potential for over 20,000 jobs at full build-out, 4,000 residential units, of which 524 will be affordable units for very low and low-income families, 6 acres of open space, public parks and plaza, a full-service hotel, incubator and accelerator space, and a new public elementary school, which is a big deal. In 2015, these developers partnered to fund, construct, and transfer to the Fremont Unified School District a 5-acre K-5 elementary school, which will be centrally located in the Innovation District. This commitment is entirely voluntary and exceeds the state law mandates. I applaud these developers for making this significant event happen. In addition, they will pay school fee mitigations to impact the secondary levels, as well as construct a joint-use 4-acre urban park for the school and community. We anticipate that construction could start in 2017 and be open for students in the fall of 2018. Progress also continues with our partners at BART on completing plans for an iconic bridge and plaza that will provide a vital pedestrian and bicycle connection from the South Fremont Warm Springs BART station, which will open later this year, to properties west of the station, including Tesla and Thermo Fisher. Site preparation work is already underway, and we anticipate the construction of the bridge and plaza will break ground in the spring of 2017. And in 2015, Wallet Hub ranked us one of the best places to start a career, which is great. But just imagine the possibilities when the Warm Springs transit-oriented development grows and flourishes, the new BART station opens. Kind of reminds me of that song, "You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet." And progress continues in Warm Springs, and so does the building of our downtown. Along the way, we appreciate each opportunity to celebrate a milestone, including accepting the International Downtown Association's Merit Award and hosting a grand opening ribbon-cutting event last October that celebrated downtown Capitol Avenue's extension connection from Fremont Boulevard to State Street. This has certainly created a new Main Street feel for downtown Fremont. Setting the tone for downtown, we've incorporated public art. Heartfulness, which was designed by artist Katie Boynton, is on loan to the city and was originally featured at Burning Man and was first unveiled in the Capitol Avenue grand opening event. We've also started our next phase of improvements along Capitol Avenue between State and Paseo Padre. Building upon the downtown momentum, I'm pleased to report that downtown Fremont's first mixed-use private development, called State Street, will break ground this June. The project's being developed by our friends at Summerhill Homes, TMG, and Saris Regis, and is located on the corner of State Street and Capitol Avenue. The 6-acre development will have 157 residential units with 22,000 square feet of ground floor retail and restaurant space along Capitol Avenue. Work is also underway for the development plans of our new Civic Center. Construction of Phase 1 is on track to start in 2017 and will include a 25,000 square foot community conference center that we're calling Fremont's Downtown Center, and a 60,000 square foot urban plaza about the size of Union Square in San Francisco. There will be a central gathering space for our community and our downtown. Construction of an administrative building to house most of the city's services is anticipated for 2020. Once complete, this 185,000 square foot space will improve operational efficiencies with everyone being under one roof to help better serve the public when coming to City Hall. Development of both the city's new Civic Center and the State Street mixed-use projects are critical to the transformation of the city's downtown and will permanently serve as the social heart of the community. And while we're building up our downtown, rest assured there's many of Fremont's signature events will continue to take place. This includes the patriotic 4th of July Parade, the colorful Festival of India, and several events that we've partnered with the Fremont Chamber of Commerce. As downtown is evolving and we've adjusted our footprints of these community events, I'm thrilled attendance is up and new events have exceeded expectation. We want to continue bringing people to the downtown to celebrate and connect, and to ensure its future success. I'm also pleased that retail interest continues to be strong in our downtown, with new development coming soon. Make sure you try Yalla at the Whole Food Center and Mod Pizza at the Hub. Entertainment is also an important part of a vibrant city, and I'm excited to announce that Campo de Bocce, a well-known attraction in both Los Gatos and Livermore featuring bocce ball courts and restaurants, has purchased the former City Beach facility. This will be a great spot for your future corporate gatherings. With extensive progress in both downtown and Warm Springs, we've also made significant strides toward protecting the environment and battling climate change. We were named America's 10th greenest city in 2015 by WalletHub for our environmental quality and use of clean energy resource. We signed on to the Compact of Mayors, a coalition of 450 cities worldwide, publicly pledging to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and prepare for the impacts of climate change. And our city is one of 50 semifinalists competing in the Georgetown University Energy Prize, a 2-year national competition that wraps up this December, offering $5 million to the city that does the best job at reducing energy consumption. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency named Fremont a Green Power Partner for supplying more than 10% of municipal energy usage through renewable resources. And from August through October 2015, hundreds of Fremont residents learned about the benefits of rooftop solar by East Bay SunShare program. It's impressive to note that 700 new residential solar PV systems were installed last year. So my challenge here to you today is let's get to 1,000 residential solars by the end of the Georgetown University competition this December. There's $5 million on the line for the city of Fremont. As a city though, we're not just talking about solar. We installed 1.2 megawatts of solar generating carport structures at 3 buildings, reducing our municipal greenhouse gas consumption by 5%. And nearly 1,400 electric vehicles were purchased by Fremont residents in 2015, bringing the total number of EVs in Fremont to nearly 4,000. In fact, Fremont's zip code of 94539 has more EVs than any other zip code in California. And with respect to water, despite El Niño's persistent return, we're still in a drought. In 2014, California cities and towns were asked to voluntarily reduce their water consumption by 20%. In 2015, the governor mandated 25% water reduction across California. We reduced our watering schedule, eliminated watering in strategic areas, aerated turf, increased the mowing heights to improve water efficiency and nutrient penetration. All these efforts combined us to exceed our 25% mandated reduction. And we also reduced our water consumption in parks and meetings by an impressive 46%. Yes. And we're always looking for ways to try to save water. You may have seen some of our grass fields being turned into artificial turf, including our long-anticipated cricket field. We've been told by the cricket community that this will be the first lit synthetic turf cricket field in the United States. Look for it to open this summer. I'm sure you've also seen commercial and residential development occurring in our city. We've made a promise to our children, a promise for a better life. We're committing to giving them more than a great education. We want to give them a place to work and an amazing place to shop and play. And what we're seeing here today in our city is our city living up to that promise to ensure a complete city for them, a city evolving from the Fremont of 1956 into the strategically urban city that we're becoming. And looking at the actual numbers of new residential permits issued, we've seen very modest growth, averaging 281 units per year over the last 15 years. Our residential growth rate is consistent with the rate of the county, which on a whole is about 1% per year. The majority of the population increase that we're seeing is being accommodated within our existing housing stock as we welcome new families into historic neighborhoods. And over the past 5 years, commercial vacancy rates are down to historic levels prior to the economic downturn, with rents rising accordingly. We've added over 3 million square feet of R&D and industrial space, resulting in thousands of new jobs. And for every one advanced manufacturing job that we've added, another 2.2 jobs are created. As we move on now, we continue to invest in public safety and street maintenance, filling potholes, and resurfacing pavements in an effort to make our streets safer, smoother, and longer lasting. We've also invested in our street infrastructure and safety improvements around more than half the schools in Fremont, including major intersections, reinforcing our commitment to get kids to and from school safely. Officially, we've launched Vision Zero, a plan to improve traffic safety and reduce traffic fatalities to zero. Our engineers, law enforcement officers, educators, vehicle manufacturers, policymakers, and the community are working together to make our streets, people, and vehicles safer. As part of this effort, the Fremont Police Department has focused their roadway safety efforts around schools, high-speed roadways, and places where pedestrians often walk. You may have noticed our new street markings. They're an effort to slow motorists down and when they're approaching the crosswalks, and to yield to pedestrians and also separate cars from bicyclists. Our police department does a great job at keeping our city safe and appreciates the strong partnership with the community. As I speak here today, public safety community video is being installed at major freeway on-ramps across the city. Also noteworthy is that the Fremont community members have registered 426 individual camera system locations with the police department. I encourage all Fremont residents and businesses to be part of the solution. Register your camera with the police department to become part of this valuable effort. Also on the public safety front, we recently welcomed 14 new firefighter paramedics to the city, all of whom are now stationed throughout the city. We look forward to the third new class of firefighter recruits to enter the academy soon. And if you've ever dreamed about becoming a firefighter, police officer, or a dispatcher, you're in luck. Fremont is actively recruiting candidates who want a career in public service who can fulfill this essential public safety duties to our great city. You know, a safe city is also a compassionate city. We've got that covered too. In January, we approved the Fremont Compassion City Charter and officially designated Fremont as a compassionate city. We appreciate the work of the members of the Tri-City Interfaith Council, Human Relations Commissions, and others have done to reinforce that compassion is part of Fremont's DNA. In advance of El Nino, we made some major improvements at the Fremont Warming Center, a safe haven for the homeless between 6:30 p.m. and 7 a.m. during those extremely cold and rainy nights we're experiencing. Located in the wing of our vibrant senior center, a new shower in the restrooms, as well as hot dinners and a to-go breakfast were much appreciated by Fremont's most vulnerable population. We're grateful for the partners that we have with Abode Service, Senior Center Kitchen staff, and City Serve Compassion Network, which organize volunteers from local businesses, service organizations, and faith-based communities. I'd also like to thank the funders for their support: Alameda County Supervisor Scott Hegarty and Richard Valle, Alameda County Community Development Department, Cargill, and of course the city's Human Services Department for coordinating this entity. And in the spirit of Super Bowl 50, we celebrated with an evening of great food, entertainment, and the opportunity to mingle with a few football greats. Just like the Chamber of Commerce, we chose to bring awareness to the Fremont Family Resource Center, a one-stop shop centrally located in Fremont, bringing together 24 state, county, city of Fremont, and nonprofit organizations, while also highlighting Fremont's Innovation District. We could not have had such a successful event without the help of these major sponsors. I'd also like to thank Delta Corporation, who generously opened their doors, allowing us to hold this special event at their new headquarters within our Innovation District. We raised over $56,000 to go towards improving and maintaining our legendary Family Resource Center. Speaking of making some improvements, with this year's budget, we continue to plan for emergency preparedness as well as invest in our neighborhoods, efficient operation, and Fremont's future. That includes significant infrastructure investments with $24.5 million going to capital maintenance, $19.3 million going to parks and recreational facilities, and $9.6 million to transportation improvements that will address some of our local traffic. In order to make prudent local decisions, we must always keep an eye on the national economy, which is growing, but signs are pointing to an uneven pace. At the local level, we've seen modest growth in 4 of our key revenue sources: property tax, sales tax, business tax, and hotel motel tax. And while we're speaking of hotel motel, let's give a big round of applause to the Marriott staff today for doing a great. The growth in these 4 categories is great news and is encouraging and has allowed us to implement a neighborhood traffic calming program at priority locations. We've also created a 50-50 street tree program, budgeting $100,000 for us to partner with property owners to help remove and replace trees throughout Fremont. This is great news, considering staffing cuts in 2010 led to the responsibility for maintaining street trees being returned to the property owners. And with more great news, the Fremont Redevelopment Agency is officially out of business as of June 2015, leading the way for the breaking ground of Artist Walk, a 6.5-acre mixed-use development on the former Centerville Unified site along Fremont Boulevard. Artist Walk is anticipated to be completed in 2 years and will transform and revitalize Centerville. We have waited a long time for this project, but I know it's going to be worth the wait. Yet even with the loss of redevelopment, Fremont continues to be a leader in affordable housing by expanding our supply and looking at creative partnerships. In fact, in May, we will be recognized for being forward-thinking at a National Nonprofits Award event. Look for 524 affordable rental units being developed in Warm Springs. And currently, under construction in Irvington is Laguna Commons, a 65-unit affordable project with nearly half the units being reserved for military veterans. That's scheduled to open in May. Over in Centerville, construction of over 30 units at Central Commons is being anticipated to start in March of 2017, with another 80 units at Stevenson Family Apartments to start construction in early 2017. Rounding out Fremont's newest affordable housing inventory being planned is a highly anticipated project that will allow our seniors to age in place. I'm talking about Park 55. It's an affordable senior community project on Mission Falls Court, and it should begin construction in 2016 and early 2017. Construction of 90 affordable senior units will be developed by Eden Housing, and that will be part of the nearly 500 age-restricted housing units coming to Warm Springs. As part of this project, a new senior community center will be owned and operated by the city and will be constructed and paid for by the developer. I just smiled at him. This is something that the community's been asking for a long time over the years. With a little more patience, we anticipate that it'll be up and running by 2020. You know, affordable housing is a global issue in all cities, and our region is no exception. According to the Silicon Valley Index, there's currently a shortage of nearly 25,000 housing units. The underlying theme in many regional housing reports published suggests the biggest factor that will cause a slowdown in our economy is if we simply cannot create and offer enough housing for everyone. As an attractive region for job seekers, the Bay Area is presented with a handful of affordable housing issues that range from increasing price to longer commutes to more traffic congestion. As a city, Fremont continues to make headway in our supply of affordable housing, and although we haven't quite reached our goals yet, we are committed to doing whatever we can to alleviate this issue. As I wrap up, our city has changed a lot since 1956 when 5 towns came together. At our 60th anniversary, it's important to look to the past and to honor the past, to see where we've come from. But it's more important to plan for the future, because a city that focuses on its past has no future, and a city that doesn't evolve will wither. Our area once provided the world with the staples of life, such as salt, olives, and grapes. We now provide the world with the staples of a global economy, advanced manufacturing, clean tech, and biotech. Yes, it's important to look to the past, but it's more important to look to the future, to see where the city will be in 40 years when Fremont celebrates its 100th birthday. Thank you very much for joining us here today. Let's give Cheryl Golden a big round of applause for helping us with this. And thank you to the Fremont Chamber of Commerce for hosting us here today.